Hi, my name is Christian Dansen, and I participate in track 2 of the BGI Sprint hackathon. And with great ambition, I started to solve a real-world problem and try to get Omega Claw to take on some real tasks. But we discovered something very valuable. What we're intended to do is to solve the problem of trust in service companies. And I've designed a way to, and I called it S.A.N.T.A, finding out who's naughty and nice, finding out the good companies, not by search engine optimization or standard reviews, but by actually seeing in what databases do they persist, what signals of good behavior can I find. And the goal is for every sector, for every location, use Omega Claw to find the perfect adaptation of the method and then create a structured trust vector output. The architecture was nice, and actually the interaction with Omega Claw gave a lot of depth. And I was impressed by how good we came up with a plan. But what failed was getting the data saved, and within trying to handle the data and write it to solid files, it was struggling, and eventually it did get it to work, but then it hallucinated and filled every data with just data from its context and not the real data that it has found in earlier interactions. But we learned a lot. And basically what we learned is that the meta caused writing files, but just only the first line because the saving wasn't good enough. I've seen Omega Claw struggle in where to exactly save the real world data. So it had real problems handling what it knew. But it was super cool to see it first fail on web interaction because it did not find its API and never asked for it. But as a workaround, it started scraping and got to work all by itself. So yes, we're very pleased with how it works, but there are a lot of blockades making it efficient. Because we wanted to just search, retrieve, verify, just like a curator finding and judging how good the data is. But in the retrieving, it just got stuck in the mud, did not know exactly what to do, had problems. And then in an attempt to just fix and please me, it finally got through, but the data was lost and it just hallucinated all the data. So what we propose is to continue, but we have to find a way to have evidence. If something is found from a data source, we have to save it and keep it for what it is, and not be inspired by this data set and then get hallucination and making it smaller. So that's needed to keep the data persistent. If it is in doubt, it should call for a human, or at least log that it's failing. And also we need to have more visible steps in multi-agent, see what steps do what, and then keep logging that and basing the trust on that. So what we now have is every agent is interacting and they need to know what am I doing and am I doing it right. So our sprint proved that S.A.N.T.A works, but Omega Claw needs to step up on its autonomous behavior. And that's basically what I found, and I would love to help and join to make it align into real-world cases and make Omega Claw the researcher, the brains of real-world interaction, where you really need to be adaptive and smart and still get consistent output. So yeah, that was basically my pitch. Thank you.